How's it going, everybody? It's me, Shane. I'm here to give you another Pokemon Horizons episode review. Today's episode is episode 29, entitled Oreo and the Monster Ball Artisan. Before I go any further, please hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified of more reviews just like this. And hey, if you're feeling especially giving, please check out my Patreon, which is in the description below. Anything you choose to send me is graciously appreciated. So, I know I'm a bit behind. I think I'm technically 3 episodes behind, but we're going to keep on trucking. And this episode is, I guess, the Oreo oriented episode, right? um I was trying to figure out how to address this episode, but I guess I'll just talk about some major points here, right? So we do get the beginning where everything in the ship goes wrong, especially with Oreo reprimanding Roy, who's for some reason throwing Pokeballs in the ship. Like, he's throwing these Pokeballs, practicing his throwing technique. I'm gonna do some water. Practicing his throwing technique, but I don't know why you're doing it on the inside. I don't know why you just don't wait till they land. And so, the gauges go wrong, the elevator gets stuck, the refrigerator stops working, and something else with the system that affects Dot on her end needs help. And she's going to this, she's just doing the dang thing. And eventually they see the Pokeball factory in the distance. The person who works at the Pokeball factory is a lady named Karna. It's quite interesting because Karna has a Magby while Oreo has an Elekid. So if you don't know, Magmar, who is the evolution of Magby is the baby form, and Electabuzz, Elekid is the baby form of Elekid. I love Elekid. Elekid is one of my favorite Pokemon. Those two have a bit of a shared tag team slash rivalry thing, much like Heracross and Pinsir. Well, not to the level of Zangoose and Seviper, but they're Pokemon that intersect with one another, right? And fun fact, the Japanese name for Magby is Booby, because Magmar's name is Boober and Magmotor's name is Booburn. So to hear a little Pokemon go Booby, it's kind of cute. Um, Cute and funny. So you can already tell there's something going on here. And the moment Oreo, because she decided to join Freed, Liko, and Roy, she's critiquing the building, going, there's a lot of, the gears aren't moving smoothly. There's a lot of unnecessary piping. And it's quite funny that she's able to assess all this from the outside. Well, once we get inside and we figure out, why Karna wanted to ask Tenpen. That was the name of Diana's friend. His name's Tenpen. Cool. I didn't care enough about him to even realize what his name was. She apologized. She didn't know he was that shady, but she loves all kinds of Pokeballs, right? She knows nothing about the ancient Pokeball when Roy shows it to her, but the fact that it exists is wonderful. As a matter of fact, you probably can't see it because this is a little bit too bright. She makes tons of prototype Pokeballs, and she's in charge of this Pokeball making factory. As a matter of fact, Liko grabbed a replica Hisuian Pokeball, the normal Pokeball. We just flip the latch and shows it to her. She's like, you got a good eye there. And this is kind of when Oreo comes in, because the machines have been exploding a bit. Things haven't been working, and Karna's very down on them. And then this is where we get Oreo's crazy personality. See, first, initially, you could go, oh, she just likes to work really hard. She enjoys the machines. She enjoys the machines a little bit too much. And give me a second here. She takes up for the machines when Karna talks about, they're useless. And she goes, well, hold on a second. Do you do any maintenance? Maintenance? Yeah, the blades over here, dull. Let me do this. Let me borrow your wrench. She goes to work. Freed kind of apologizes for her because he knows this is how she gets. Elekid is helping her. And she gets because Karna gets orders for Pokeballs. And the machine has backed up, and now it's making these I've never seen these Pokeballs before. They're silvery. They almost look crystalline. Maybe they're a Pokeball that's going to be shown in another game, another side game, maybe a remake or something. I don't know. Never seen these before. Although the one she gives Oreo at the end as a present kind of looks like a cross between a heavy ball and the flying ball from Hisui from our Pokemon Legends Arceus. But yeah, she gets things working, and she shows her how to do things more efficiently. She said, "Let's get the Pokemon involved." Magby is blowing flames on the furnace and everything. She said this is very reminiscent to how the furnace room works on the Brave Asagi. So this part is pretty much easy, but everything else she's showing her, and she does give her Shebe and Karna. She said, "You know what? We make a good team. You should stay." And of course, Liko overhears this coming in. She's like, "Is she really going to leave? Oh no." But overall, no, she doesn't leave. And she doesn't leave for a specific reason. She tells Liko why she joins. Because she said, I never told you, did I? And Liko goes, "I actually never asked," which is very, I don't want to call it rude. But it makes sense why, you guys are going through these rapid fire journeys. I don't think she would have had time to ask you this. And basically, she had a good job. She worked at a shipyard. Great job, right? Paid well. Her coworkers were outstanding. She was rewarding and fulfilling work. But hold on, this is where I had to put this down here. Hold on. I know I put this. So this is where we get relatable. So she said something earlier where, hold on, because I'm going to switch from the silly to the serious. So earlier, before she explains all this with the good job, she's very passionate about machines and tells Karna that machines have their own passions, personalities, and feelings. And I'm sitting there like, I don't know about that. Sometimes a refrigerator is just a refrigerator, and if you know how to fix it well, that's great. Now, I'm not saying treat the items in your home incorrectly, but I didn't really. I had a little bit hard time connecting with that. But as I speak to you now, I realize in Japan, especially in Hokkaido, back in Hokkaido days with the native people there, the Inuit people there, they believe that every single thing has a spirit, right? The trees, the rocks, the grass, all of it. So maybe this is the position that Oreo is taking. She does come from Hoenn. I don't know. I don't think Hoenn is based on Hokkaido. I always thought that Sinnoh was partially based on Hokkaido, but maybe this is the position she's taking. So I won't go too hard on it. I'm just going to say I wasn't feeling that part. But what is damn relatable is while the work was fun, rewarding, and fulfilling, even with the great coworkers, she often found herself thinking, is this really what I want out of life? Is this job I have right now really the most important thing to me? What is it I really want to do? Even my notes, I said, damn, that is related. That is more relatable to all the adults that watch this than it will be to the children or the teenagers. Hell, it'd be it's more relatable even to the young 20 somethings. And by I mean like 20 to 22, right? Maybe 23. This is so relatable to all of us who grew up with Pokemon across the globe. At some point, you've probably had that feeling, whether it's about going to a school or it's a job or certain endeavors. Like, am I getting is this really what's important to me? And things could be going well, right? So I really, really enjoyed that part. Now, Freed shows up, asks her to turn the ship Asagi into a flying ship, and he says, "Can you do it?" And she says, I'm gonna see if I can." And she worked day in and day out. She enjoyed the challenge, and she made it happen. Now, before she could get to that, they are interrupted by some Pokemon issues, but I'll get to that in a minute. We're gonna talk about why. Well, I guess to talk about why, you gotta talk about the Pokemon issues too. So we're gonna pause here. Meanwhile, obviously Roy enjoys practicing throwing Pokeballs. He really needs to practice. So he asks he asks Karna if he can, throw her prototype balls around. And he does. She has several. There's the rocket ball, which worked as intended, went straight. There's the boomerang ball that came back and smacked him in the face. There's the bomb ball that when getting ready to be thrown, it can go off at times. Why would you make that one? Like, I can see boomerang ball because you go, oh, right, you caught the Pokemon in midair, it's gonna come back to you. The rocket one, I can say you want to get a straight line and hit it. Even the search ball, which goes to the nearest Pokemon, right? Why in the world would you make a Pokeball that explodes? That you thought of it's what it reminds me of the thing of you thought so hard about if you could, you didn't think about why should you do it, right? Which makes entirely no sense to me. But she made that crap. Now the search ball is you throw it, it goes on wheels, goes to the nearest Pokemon. It unfortunately has a higher rate of not opening. And she mentioned earlier that some of the balls don't open or they open too slowly. That's why they're prototypes. It goes to a Galarian wheezing, pops the thing in the smaller head, and it chases Fuecoco and Roy. And they get back there. They get back there because they're interrupted by Roy screaming for help. Oreo comes to help him. She sends out Metagross, which back in the day was a Metang. What does it do? And Metagross has to help because Sprigatito tried to spring to action, but poison types aren't affected by grass moves as well, and poison moves could hurt Sprigatito a lot worse. Steel types have a great time against poison because Galarian Weezing is poison and Pixie, poison and fairy. And it does a metal punch, metal claw, sends it flying. Nobody who plays video games gives Metagross metal claw, gives it meteor mash. But anyway, sends it flying. And dozens upon dozens of other Galarian Weezings around the area come back. Now you would think, what would a random Pokemon like that be doing out in the woods? No, if you look at the Pokedex entry, which we will because it is the seminar of the day, it takes in pollution. That big factory around there, caught myself. That big factory around there is enough to give them to feed off of, so that makes sense. They are greatly outnumbered, and of course, Captain Pikachu comes down like a streak of thunder. It takes out dozens of them. There's still more to come, and Freed, on top of Charizard, comes up with this idea of maximizing the output of the smoke coming out of the factory enough that the Galarian Weezings will stop attacking and go and eat on that. And when he asks Oreo to do this, she's like, I don't know if I can, but I will try. She goes in. All the Pokemon are pushing out the output. You got, I think, I was trying to figure out what Metagross was doing. He was holding the stuff together. And Steam and stuff was poking out. You got Karna going, is this going to work? Like, this, it's going to destroy everything. And Oreo has such faith in Freed. She goes, Freed came up with this plan, it'll work. And the output was enough that it got them to eat. And so, as they were eating, the Pokedex on the phone tells them, yeah, eats it and expels, instead of making waste, poop and things of that nature, they expel clean gas after they eat the smog and the toxic gas and the bad gas. So it's just cleaning the air all around. And Oreo even made an attachment for the smokestack that's like sippy straws, so several Galarian Weezings can eat at a time while cleaning the air around. Now, of course, she doesn't stay. No, she's not gonna stay. But when talking to Liko again, she's like, oh yeah, I never told you why I chose to stay, because going on the Brave Asagi, she will be tackling a lot of firsts. She'll be doing a lot of things for the very first time, and she loves to meet those challenges. Yeah, it's going to be a rough road ahead, but she loves it. Kind of like with Liko. Her and Liko are pretty much together on that, right? Because Liko came onto the ship, took her step forward. She's doing a lot of first things, first Pokemon, first catches, first battles, first everything. So it's very nice and very sweet. Um, Actually, I think I am at the end. I do find it very funny though when Freed went back to the ship and him, Molly, and Murdoch were fighting amongst one another, saying who puts more work on her. Um, her name is Molly. I almost call her Holly for some reason. Molly blames Freed. Freed blames Murdoch, and Murdoch blames Molly. And you have Diana that goes, in truth, it's not one person's fault. And she's just enjoying herself sipping tea on here while Cat Pikachu doing Cat Pikachu stuff. Very, very fun episode. It was much more fun than I thought it would be. I was way more engaged than I was with the ancient Pokeball thief. That had me way more engaged. This episode had me way more engaged. But let's talk about the seminar. Doop. You all know what time it is. The Digi Analyzer is now the Pokemon Analyzer. And here it is. Wow, this thing shows such a good picture. That is Galarian Wheezing. Or Metagas, as they call him in Japanese. Galarian Metagas. Yeah, look at that. Look at this distinguished gentleman with the top hat. Look at that. He has a little moustache. Like I said, they eat smog and smoke, expel clean gas. And the little cute thing that Freed said at the end that I really liked was a true gentleman who's helping those around who won't ever realize it. When this Pokemon is around Galar, taking in all the smog, making clean air, people don't realize that that's the function of this Pokemon. Pretty different from the regular wheezing. Regular wheezing is just straight poison type and just spewing out all this stuff. Pretty sure the attack Galarian Wheezing was doing in this episode was clear smog because the smog was pretty clear. Very fun. The Pogo Rap, no bearing on this episode. Pogo Rap was led by Liko, and we got to hear Roy rap at the end, and of course we got Oreo rapping at the end. Just small things like that I greatly enjoy. All in all, what would I give this episode for a rating if I have to rate this, right? Man, that relatable part really bumps this up. Because all in all, this is almost, see, I would call this an average. Like last week's episode was very average, right? It just kind of is pushing us along. This one was nicer because we got to look at more of Oreo's background. I really wish we would have got more of that when it was Molly's episode, like early on. I'm going to give this, at the lowest, it's a 3.5, but I want to give it a 4. Because that relatable part, just her reason for going along is like, I'm doing something that, like, I'm enjoying what I'm doing, but is this really what I want? And a lot of times, we all come to some sort of conclusion about that in our lives, or you come at that crossroad where you have to make that decision for yourself. So, very enjoyable, very relatable. It gets a low 4, but the 4, it's worth it. It's worth this. This is a nice episode, very nice episode. I'm hoping that they show up again, like they show up and have fun with Karna again. Maybe Karna will send them some more specialty Pokeballs. Who knows? Who knows? But yes, very fun episode. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Was this fun for you? Next week is going to be the Poltegeist episode. I'm looking forward to seeing if Poltegeist joins someone's party, like someone's crew as a Pokemon partner. I'm interested in that because this thing doesn't look like it's being mean at all. So looking forward to that. Please let me know what you think. Comment section down below. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified of more reviews just like this. And remember, if you're feeling it in your heart, you're feeling the spirit, or you just really like what I do, feel free to donate. Patrons in the description below as well. You can also follow me on my various social medias down there as well. So please, be good, be blessed, wash those hands, drink you some water, all right? Be safe out there, be good to yourself, be good to others. Either way it goes, please don't be a jerk, all right? Remember, there are people out there that care about you. The holidays can be a rough time, so just reach out to somebody. There are people out there that rather talk to you today than to miss you and mourn you tomorrow. I can guarantee that. All right, guys? Well, I'm looking forward to talking to you about the next episode, so please stay tuned. I can't wait to see you again. I'll catch you next time.